What if I told you that we can take a rhinoceros and bend it like a piece of paper? There is a really cool feature in After Effects CS6 that allows us to do just that. So I'm going to grab our favorite rhino and I'm going to show you how we can do that. Now, it's something really critical that you do before you can bend your 2D layer. Now, it's pretty processor intensive, so I'm going to go ahead and drop this down to quarter resolution. And I'm going to show you what you need to make sure that's on before you do this. So I'm going to go to the composition settings by going to the composition menu. I'm going to go to the advanced tab, and I want to make sure that the renderer is set to ray traced 3D, not the classic 3D. The ray traced 3D gives us the ability to do more special things. All right, so make sure you have this set up, and I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And now a brand new property will appear under the rhino when I twirl it open. So I'll go ahead and hit the transform. But look at that, nothing's there yet. Well, don't forget, even though we're still doing a 2D layer, this is still a 3D effect. Now think about it. If we bend this object, we still have to be able to see the effect of that in a depth, a dimension. So I'm going to go to my active camera here. I'll go to custom view 1. And then what I'm going to do is turn the 3D mode on. And now we'll be able to see the rhino in 3D. So give this a second. I'm also going to just go ahead and set that up. So as you can see, it takes a little while because of this new renderer. I'm also going to zoom in. So I'm going to grab my track Z camera and we're going to move in a little closer to the rhino. Then when I twirl it open, you're going to see we have a geometry options that wasn't there before because this was not on. Now what this does is it gives us two new properties, curvature and segment. All right, so imagine you're making a paper airplane and you start to fold that paper. When you first start, you're only going to have a couple of segments, right? You're going to bend it one time and you might fold it two more times to get the wings. So you're going to have a pretty boxy airplane. But as you continue to bend and fold, you're going to have more segments and a smoother result. The same thing is true here. So watch this. I'll go ahead and grab the curvature property. And I'll go to 100%. And I'll go ahead and go to my orbit camera and spin around a little bit. And we have bent or folded this rhino. And yes, he's very comfortable. He told me he's fine. Once again, he does yoga, folks, so he's good. But notice something here. It's pretty boxy because we only have 4 segments. I'll try to increase the resolution a little bit so we can see that more clearly. See that boxiness there? Well, that's where this segments property comes in handy. So let me drop this down again. And I'll go ahead and increase this to about 20 or 25. Now we're getting a more smooth transition. Imagine what's happening inside of this object. It's splitting it up. It's adding more lines or folds. And I'll go ahead and increase it a little bit more to 50. And I'll even go all the way past 100. Now, only go as far as you need to, guys. Really important because this does add to the processing power that's required to do this calculation. So once again, imagine 101 slices going through this rhino to give you a more uniform, smooth bend. So I'm going to drop this down again. And it takes a little experimentation to get the result you're looking for. So now that this is in After Effects, you might be wondering, why is it in After Effects? Well, now you can create sails for a boat. You can create blankets or whatever, or sheets, or whatever you need to that's going to billow or flow. Because don't forget, you can animate both of these properties. So we can do all kinds of things, like have a sail blowing on a pirate ship, for example. All right? And it goes the other way as well, as you see here. So we can do all kinds of cool things. Trampoline, slingshots, all kinds of cool stuff. And that is a look at what you have to do to create a bend 2D object. Now, once again, the renderer must be ray traced 3D. So for your other operations, you might just want to go back to the classic 3D because it's less processor intensive. I'm sure that will get better with age, but that's one of the new features of After Effects CS6.